the thing. I am a Tan France fan. I'm a Tan fan. And so I was so excited when I saw the Architectural Digest is actually doing a show. I don't know what you call it when it's on the internet. Oh my God. Am I 1,000 years old? A show. They're doing a show. So Tan and his husband, Kevin?
Rob.
Tom?
Rob.
No, it cannot be Tan and Tom. I want to say Kevin.
Rob.
Oh, I hope I get it right. Tan and his husband recently bought a plot of land in Salt Lake City, Utah, and are documenting the process of designing their dream home for themselves and their family. Literally, what could be better? This is the content we want. I'll drop the link to Architectural Digest's playlist in the description below in case you want to watch the whole thing through and through. Obviously, I will be closely following this series and will be reacting to every single video on this channel. So if you're into that, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And today, we are gonna kick it off. Today, we're going to kick it off with episode 1, which is the primary suite.
Join me, won't you?
I love some good violin. It's honestly kind of a bop.
Rob and I have been together for 15 years.
Rob! I feel like I'm somewhere between Frank and Tom. I was in the ballpark.
Maybe at 16. We can't ever keep track. We don't want to lose what makes us us. And so when it came to planning the primary suite, the main goal for us was to have our own space. We want to at least feel like if we can't go out for date night, we've got our own space in this house that's just about me and him.
That is so important. Bedrooms are the most important part of the house. In any bedroom, it's really important that it feels like your space, especially if you're living in a shared house with family or with roommates or with a partner. The bedroom is the part of the space that is really personal and private, and bedrooms nourish us. You know, homes recharge us to be able to go out and face the world, and the bedroom is the heart of that recharge. So I love that he's talking about making it a space that they can really connect in and ground in. He's right on. I love that wallpaper. Those wolves.
I'm Tom Fox with the Fox Group.
And I'm Kara Fox. Welcome to our office. We are helping Tan and Rob build their dream home. Yay, welcome.
Working with designers, obviously.
We sat down with Tom and Cara last year to talk through every one of the designs that Rob and I had come up with, and then to see how that would work in real life. Because Rob and I are not professionals, just really passionate and really particular.
So they're sitting down for what looks like a design presentation with the designers that they've hired. That's where all the materials are out on the table. They're able to start to see the design kind of take shape and figure out, you know, what looks good with what. I'm excited to see what they've got planned.
Should we talk about primary bedroom, bathroom, how this is all gonna flow?
The primary suite is the main bedroom of the house, usually with an attached ensuite bathroom. It has historically been referred to as the master bedroom, but we don't call it that anymore because racism.
Yes. Look, every bedroom is really important, but this is our space.
Not the point of the show, but this shirt on Tan is very delicious. I love this like buttery silk fabric.
Like, I want to really make sure the detail is perfect.
But I want a section where we can just kind of close off.
Yeah.
A little retreat in the house that feels like you're out in the country.
But cozy.
But
like,
cozy.
really.
I don't want a large space.
A little retreat in the house that we can close off. Feels cozy, feels like we're out in the country, but warm. I love the way that they're talking about approaching the design. It's so important to be able, especially, oh my God, as parents, I don't know their lives, but I think they have young kids. As parents of any age, it's so important to be able to have a space that is just yours, a little sanctuary, a little retreat. So I love how they're talking about this.
So, I would love to talk about the fireplace. I like the character of something that feels a little more
Charming.
charming and not
Smaller.
so
Yeah.
cumbersome.
So it's
More quaint.
It's not like a feature on the wall. Is there a way to do a custom like curved stone
We
surround.
don't want a mantle. So this for the bed, what if that whole piece at the back were wood? The
Like
floor.
connected to the wall, so it's like a built-in.
And then the nightstand are actually part of that back
Beautiful.
piece.
So built onto it.
Built onto it. If we have the middle section a little higher, so it separates out the shape of the bed,
love that.
then when it comes to flooring, something comfortable under your
Carpet
feet.
for sure.
So English carpet is dense like this. Perfect.
Tighter. Okay.
I'm excited to see this design take shape. A couple of things that feel really important. The simplicity of the fireplace, so they're not asking for this like big, grand focal point. Just something kind of simple and warm and cozy feels so right. It looked like there was some wallpaper in the design. I'm excited to see where that goes. I love this detail of building the nightstands into the headboard, this kind of oversized wall-mounted headboard. Feels like something that you might see at like a high-end luxury hotel, which I'm sure they travel a lot. I'm sure that they stay at a lot of really nice hotels. And so bringing that inspiration back into their own home is a really great idea. And yes, carpet. Enough with the frickin' wood floors, everybody. I love a wall-to-wall carpet. Rugs just don't make it cozy enough for me. I've had carpet in my place for the past 7 years, and I'd had wood floors for years. So I was skeptical when I first moved in and saw it as a real negative, but now, I love being able to just roll around on the floor. I love that it's okay if I forget my slippers. I love that I don't have to constantly deal with moving rugs to clean the floors. Also, they hide dust a little bit better. I'm pro carpet. I love that they're choosing that in the bedroom. And a really beautiful, dense carpet is going to be so cozy and warm and also feel really nice on the feet.
To the bathroom. In the middle, he's always wanted a bathtub in an alcove.
I don't know if it's 50s or something like that, but it almost seemed like there were 3 pieces.
Really want wooden floors.
Are you a messy bather?
No,
Do you splash a lot?
we're not messy.
And for ultimate luxury, 2 sinks.
PSA for you kids at home. Happy marriage means that certain things have got to be separate. If we are sharing a space when we're away in a hotel,
Dan loves his stuff to be arranged just so.
Perfectly.
And he knows if they're moved. So I can't move any of his stuff. I'm a little more haphazard. I'm not saying that it's messy.
separate sinks has always worked for us.
Right, yeah,
That's
of
how we've
course.
stayed married for 15 years.
And that's why we need this bathroom.
Yes.
Perfect. We will create that retreat.
Basically, if we end up divorced, it's because you screwed up the
There was too much crossover
Too
in
much
that
pressure.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Thanks for the pressure.
You're welcome.
Okay, the bathroom design looks awesome. I love the bathtub in the alcove. I'm really excited to see that come to life. I relate to sharing a sink with a partner, and I'm the tan in this situation. I like my things just so, nothing on the counter, crisp, clean, everything tucked away, everything in its place. My partner, a little more haphazard. Separate sinks, A+ in my book. February, let's go.
We broke ground last fall. I got to see it dug, framing, and it was the best feeling. It finally felt real after all those months of planning, all those months of permits. We finally saw something real, tangible. Okay, we are now gonna show you the primary suite that I think is perfection. We wanted something cozy, right?
Cozy, definitely. I don't like a wide open bedroom because
No.
then I feel far too exposed.
We don't like a big bed. We wanna sleep close to each other. I still love my husband all these years on.
We're corner sleepers, so if it's a king bed, we're just too
Far away. And now I want to show you this primary bathroom space. We have our own separate vanities, which we've never had before.
never.
Oh, not just separate sinks, but separate vanities. I could get behind that. I could get behind that. We are nowhere near that income bracket right now. But add it to the dream list, baby. Okay.
Cara and Tom Fox, who are going to articulate just how the design's going to go in here.
As you guys can see, the framing just finished. And so
Yes.
all kind of the fun parts start to come in. The plumbing, the electrical, all the mechanical, and the windows and different things like that.
I love that you consider
Of
that
wire.
fun parts.
Well, it's fun for me. Sorry, I'm a
all
little
the
geeky
wires
about
are
that.
in, right.
It's just all the behind the scenes that start to create the fun.
Yeah.
But the bathroom, the layout, as we've talked about the tub, it's central. It just fits seamlessly and it's really balanced. The
And
space.
you love symmetry more than anyone I know.
I love symmetry, but I love more than symmetry is I love balance. So when
Yeah.
you walk into space, one side isn't too heavy, or there's a rhyme and reason
Yeah.
to that.
More than symmetry, I love balance. Yeah, that's important because symmetry is beautiful, but more important than having two things that are exactly the same is having two things that are of equal size or weight. That is I love that he just said that.
This Degone paper I know is going to go on those walls outside of the closet, but is that also going to happen over the vanity?
We'll have the mirror built in, and then we'll have space on the sides for the Degone.
That wall will be full mirror.
Yes.
Okay,
Kind
lovely.
of a casing around it.
Gorgeous.
great.
Okay.
How do you like the paper?
Only issue with is I love Degone paper, you know, always. I'm not the biggest fan of the sheen.
Yeah, I agree. Like the metallic, the
Yeah.
pearlescent sheen. It's beautiful, absolutely
Beautiful, but
lovely.
it feels a little
it's
too
not what
modern
we're
for
gonna go.
our
It's
home.
not
A
what
little
we're
too
going
shiny.
for.
We can definitely take that down to a matte.
Maybe a little lighter on the color,
Like a creamier
like a
color.
creamier color for the
Yep.
back.
Okay, I'll make note of that.
Great, yeah, you can customize wallpaper. So they're saying, it's a little too shiny for our home. It feels a little too modern. That makes sense to me. A sheen on the wall is going to feel really maybe luxurious, but they're going for warm and cozy. And so having something that's a little more matte kind of envelops you in a blanket as opposed to being high visual shine feels like a choice that really makes sense for them. But yeah, keep in mind, you can customize wallpaper. That if you find a wallpaper you love, but you wish the background were a little more yellow or a different color completely or whatever it is, reach out to the manufacturer and see if those are changes that you can make. Very frequently they are.
You enter the primary suite on this amazing view.
Who I think is
Pretty
important.
special.
When he talks about the view, he's talking about that view. Like, that view, possibly the most beautiful view you'll ever see. It's completely unobstructed.
Off to the side, we'll have this built-in bed.
Yep.
You'll have the side tables built into the bed, just like you were talking. And then
Yes.
perfectly centered on the bed will be this really unique, quaint little fireplace.
We're gonna bring in a really beautiful green marble stone that kind of ties in with the
Yeah.
wall covering.
Yeah.
I'm desperate to see that fireplace in real life. I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. And then this is one of my favorite parts of
This was
room.
my idea. Yeah.
Excuse me? What?
Go on.
Tell me, I don't know what you're going to say.
No, I thought you were laughing about the beam sticking out.
I was talking about the balcony.
That's mine.
Although I know, again and again, we were talking about symmetry. I love that it's not symmetrical, that we now have a balcony on one side of the house. The fact that we will get to walk out of this every morning and have coffee
Yeah.
on that balcony is just a dream.
That is a really sweet little balcony. Sweet little balcony. Yeah, it's very expensive, sweet little balcony. But Tana's talking about something that is actually important to me very much in creating a home. He's talking about creating a ritual, saying we're going to get to walk out of our bedroom every morning and have coffee on this balcony together. That is one of the things that takes something from being a beautiful house into being a home, is thinking about how you're going to live in it, the rituals and routines that you're going to build there.
So I am on my way to the property, the build. Timeline has always been an issue with this build. I need to be in for the holidays. I've got family coming from the UK. I've got friends coming. Everyone's already planning on being here. I need to meet this
That is
deadline.
stressful. The stressful part of any renovation or any build is the timeline. Hearing him say, I need to be in for the holidays because my family is coming.
The deadline, we're going to be great. But I just don't want to hurry it up and get it done. I want to get it done the right way.
Love that confidence. Oh, these windows are so sweet. That really just took my breath away. There's something about the transition from studs into seeing this kind of blank canvas. These windows are beautiful, and looking out onto that view that they were showing earlier. What a sweet little room.
Okay, primary suite. Amazing progress. It looks incredible. So much better than I thought we were going to be. But my concern is this. No, you didn't let me finish. This looks a little more finished than one other space I want to talk about real quick. My worry is this, Thomas.
This is what my mom says when I'm in trouble.
The floor's not even done.
Well, I'm actually glad you asked. Let me show you what we did while you were gone.
Okay. He's a beaut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's a beauty.
We have this custom white oak. They're each cut specifically 18 inches for this herringbone. And see the little arrow we call it?
Yeah.
Perfectly centered right on your tub.
Okay, I called it a chevron floor earlier. That's incorrect. It's a herringbone. So chevron, you have the two planks cut at an angle, so they come together to form a perfect point. Whereas this herringbone pattern or any herringbone pattern, you don't angle off the sides, so they stack on top of each other to look like fish bones. Different pattern, both beautiful. But I love that Dan was a little freaked out about the timeline. Surprise, the floors are in. What a delightful surprise that was for him, I'm sure.
Okay, no,
Fall
this
right into
makes me
the
feel better. Because this I knew was going to take a while.
And it did.
And
It did.
all we need to do is just do a sand and a stain. That
Yeah.
comes at the very, very end. We obviously don't want to finish the floors while we're still
Yeah.
working through the house.
Are
Perfect
you
for
concerned about this space?
Getting finished? Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a buzzing beehive with a million people working through this.
Yeah.
The most important thing for us is we want to get it done right for you guys.
We
So
want you happy.
That makes me happy. There is so much custom work in this house. Hello, Chris. How are you? Good to see you. I went to Chris's workshop to see just what the progress was of this millwork.
Cool.
Okay, we're showing me what?
This is the nightstands for your bedroom suite. We have 2 of them flanking the bed.
Okay, love.
This is the scallop detail that goes across the top, and this gets blended into the background of the wall, which has wall paneling that's going to be the same color, same stain, same wood.
Can we talk about the hardware?
This was the first iteration of the mesh hardware that you drew up,
Yeah, which we love.
and we tweaked it a little bit in real brass. It had a little bit of a failure there, but
It's killer though.
yeah, it's a little bit smaller scaled too.
Yeah, so it doesn't look comical. It looks really chic.
Right. And it has the hexagon and star pattern that's going to be common and throughout the house.
It's gorgeous. I wasn't expecting this at all.
This was just to add some interest to the front to give a little bit of a detail.
So it wasn't just flat.
Exactly. So we
Yeah.
wanted to do something more decorative, add some texture to it.
Is
And-
this going to be carried through to anywhere else on the bed?
No.
Okay,
No.
okay.
It can.
Yeah.
Still not too late for that, but
Okay.
that's not the plan.
Cool. I love that little scallop detailing just right along the top of each nightstand. I think that's a really smart detail. When you have this kind of large built-in piece, it's easy for it to feel like just a giant block of wood. And so having the scallop to like break it up a little bit is a really smart and delicate detail that feels like it's going to really fit into the delicate details of that room so nicely. I love this custom hardware mesh pattern, and it sounds like he said it's going to be echoed throughout the house. That's what a great way to kind of create consistency through the house. I'm really excited to see where else it shows up.
So this is the rendering, and you can see where that detail.
Oh yeah, I don't think it needs to be repeated anywhere else. I like how clean that is. And this makes it look a little more classic. It could look too modern without it.
And one little secret here is this will actually be a hidden drawer. That's looking like a detail, but it will actually pop out. You swipe it to the sides. There are sensors in there that if you do that at the right timing, the right sequence, the drawer will pop open.
So I can put diamonds in there,
can
but
put
you've
things
given
that-
away the secret and the audience now knows.
Okay. Love the scallop detail. I agree with Tan that it doesn't need to be repeated anywhere else. It's like beautiful that this piece is very clean. Just this tiny scallop detail is a little bit of interest. I don't love the fake drawer. I mean, I love that it's a drawer, but why not just do one of the, that like swiping my hands? I don't know. I don't know.
But here's the thing. I do actually hate tech. Is there a way to open it without a dramatic dance?
There is a
Hello?
manual override. You have to open the drawer and
Not
reach
an
underneath and
override.
click 2 little paddles and
Great.
it'll pop open. Yeah.
That's probably what I'm going to do.
Not an override. Literally just make it like a, you know what I'm talking about? Where you push it and it just pops out. Make it that. Not a manual override, Trevor. Ooh, I don't know if that's his name. Chris, his name's Chris.
Here's my biggest issue with tech. This eventually is going to age out or malfunction after a few years.
Right.
That just happens. That's my issue.
Well, luckily this is such a small drawer. If it does, you can just look at it. You don't have to use it.
And if it does conk out, at least there's another way of getting in.
Correct.
I
Yep.
just don't want the only option to be tech.
Right.
Great. Okay. More than happy. What else are you going to show me?
So this is the reveal of the primary vanity. Very Art
That-
Deco-ish, right?
It's Art Deco and it's wicked. That is so good.
Two-tone
Yeah, I like the
paint
two-tone.
to mix it up a little bit to emphasize the panel shapes. And I even went through the effort to 3D print you a couple of the preliminary designs of the hardware.
Look how good they are.
Are we doing custom hardware throughout the entire house? Because it kind of seems like we are. And I love it for him. I think that is what a beautiful opportunity to create detail and interest in your home. But like, couldn't we just like find a beautiful knob somewhere? I don't know. It feels like if I mean I feel torn. I feel like that's a fucking lot. And I also feel like beautiful. Do it. Why not? If you can.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Should we talk styling?
Yes.
I want it to feel like we took over Grandma's house
Yeah.
and we left what she had up on the walls because she was so chic.
Yes.
But then we made it more modern with the furniture. Because that paper is relatively muted, it's so detailed, but it's muted.
Yeah.
I kind of love the pop of that because it's more saturated.
I think this is one of the most unique pieces we actually have in the shop right now. I will set that one aside for you.
Thank you. Am I right in thinking we're seeing something downstairs?
Yes, your primary bed is being made
Downstairs?
downstairs, the upholstery of it.
Can we?
Yes. This is the actual headboard that will have the batting.
Oh!
And then
So this is the size?
This fits right into the custom wood bed.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
This is freaking me out.
So this looks a lot lighter than the sample that we
What a funny way of
selected.
saying that this is completely not the color.
This is not the color.
The headboard was going to be this persimmon color. It was like this rusty.
It's a lot like your vest.
It's like
Yeah.
an in-between of these two colors. It
Those
was
two
kind
colors,
of
yes.
orangey rusty.
That is a very different color. What happened? I'm curious about that orange though. I think it's such a smart idea to pick out, a more saturated painting to go with a muted wallpaper. I think the juxtaposition that's going to be so nice. And in that painting, it had kind of an orangey red tone on the roof of the structure that feels like it might mirror what we're about to see in the headboard if they get the right fabric.
At least you can feel the texture and how soft it's gonna be.
It
The
feels
feel.
gorgeous.
Then we're good. We'll just have them send the other colorway, and problem fixed. No,
Okay.
I'm actually not worried. It actually, they have it in stock. They'll send it quick.
Okay,
So,
great. Thanks
problem
so
solved.
much. I'm going to quickly run away from
Okay.
that fabric because that is worrying me a lot.
Homeownership can be very stressful. Building and designing a home is very stressful. And it's like every little thing that might be going wrong freaks you out. Oh! 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 This wallpaper. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I like it. And that's fine. It's not my job to like. Let me see how it all comes together. Okay, I don't, the thing I'm not sure about is the floor, the ground detail. I love the blue color. I love the flowers. I think the little bird detail is really fun. I wish they were a little smaller so they were like these little surprises. They're kind of overwhelming. It's just like birds. But I'm not sold on the sand. But also if you look, the fireplaces, I mean, that is a beautiful fireplace and very sweet. And I think it's going to be very cozy. What I do like, this floral, really delicate wallpaper juxtaposed with the more masculine stripe in the hallway. That's kind of a lovely moment, a lovely story. The sconce is beautiful. I'm so curious to see where we land. Move-in day. Oh, here we
I'm
go.
just thrilled with how cozy it feels. We have the
Ooh.
velvets, we have the linen. I think it's just important to have some grass or something that warms up the room. I think the warmth that this room has is just so cozy and inviting. At the end of the day, this is really Tan and Rob's bathroom. The kids have their own bathroom. This is their space. So we wanted to make it extra special.
We're seeing lots of really fun things. I'm excited to see the whole room.
Well, here it is.
Your face says it all.
Oh, it's beautiful. The orange is lovely and not something I normally would put into a bedroom. I was a little bit surprised when we saw the sample on screen, but it's so nice. The way it contrasts against this muted blue wallpaper, and it looks like maybe picks up little colors from some of the birds and just makes that front and center. And it's not too fiery. It feels on screen, at least, like more of a camel, like a really saturated neutral. And I also love the saturated green of that cushion back in the alcove. It's a really colorful but really calm room. This bed turned out absolutely stunning. I think that the little scallop detail was just enough. Everything is super clean and simple, and then just that little bit of flair makes it feel like it really makes sense in this space. And confirmed, I do love the play of the floral wallpaper against the stripe on that hallway wall.
Do you remember when we decided we wanted to do a built-in?
I am peeping that the bed does not have the custom hardware. Somewhere along the line, something changed. That's fine, but I am noticing it.
I know we went back and forth on whether this color would work for this space.
When you pulled out the orange, I was concerned.
You were already concerned.
It's
You question color a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
It's beautiful. Look at that.
Perfect.
Look at that. That's beautiful. The play of masculine and feminine in this moment, the strong, grounded, earthy feeling of the wood up against this really delicate and sweet wallpaper, this strong orange with this delicate blue. The clean lines with this delicate scalloped edge, this strong lampshade with this delicate base. I mean, everything here, the juxtaposition, the play is really so nice.
Looks absolutely beautiful.
I wish you would trust me more.
I know.
I don't know if you remember, but Chris was going to put in a secret drawer.
Okay.
He was going to do this thing where you kind of do
I
that
hope we
and it
got rid of it.
opens. I hate tech.
I would be
Good.
screaming and swearing as I was digging through the drawer for something, and this kept popping open. Yeah, that's what would happen.
That sounds like my husband.
Okay, good,
And
we
then,
ditched it.
you know I love me some jewelry. That bad boy. It was a perfect
I know.
vision.
Once again, I saw it online. I thought, I don't know. That seems like it might be too much.
I know you said it was
It's
really
beautiful.
gaudy. I think it's perfect.
I think it's perfect.
Here's the thing, it is gaudy, but gaudy. I can see why someone would call that gaudy, but a couple things to consider. The further away from you it is, the more we can afford for the light to dance around something, the more bling it can have, the more gold it can have. And also, this is a room that demands a statement piece like that to create the balance. Otherwise, all of the focus is down. We have to bring the eye up to create the balance that we were talking about earlier. Into the
Okay, so
bathroom.
obsessed.
Beautiful, gorgeous.
Okay. These gorgeous. Oh, wow.
I can't wait for you to be there, me to be here, and just gossip.
Now, there's something I haven't told you. So when we came up with the design, so in the movie The Shining, one of the most terrifying scenes of all time is in a bathroom.
The Los Angeles.
And the bathroom has a similar setup. That's where I saw that and I thought, that is the chicest bathroom I've ever seen.
Inspiration comes from everywhere. I love this bathroom. I want to hear them talk about it. The detailing on the tiles is stunning. It adds a real feeling of luxury and a real traditional and kind of English flair to the home in a way that's so beautiful. My God.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The tile work.
Unmatched.
I mean, the work, Rob, that they put into that, it's bananas. And the waterworks, faucets and stuff, just gorgeous.
I would be afraid to use those faucets. I wouldn't be afraid to touch them. This is a beautiful and very luxurious bathroom. The two-tone on the vanity is so successful. I wasn't sure about it in the room, but yeah, all of it together. I don't love the wallpaper. I would prefer personally for something warmer and something a little darker to kind of balance how much bright white we have to make it really feel like a wrapped, cozy, like a hug. And that's just me. If they love it, great.
You may remember that when we were at the CS Cabinetry studio,
Oh, it looks different.
we saw this.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
liked
Okay.
it, but the contrast was just too high. And so we got them to change it to this color.
I was like, yeah, I didn't love it in the shop. Okay, great. I'm glad you said that. It's now just kind of barely there. And that feels right. And also, let me take it back. I know I was saying I hate this wallpaper, but actually I do love the feeling that it has created for this bathroom. This does not feel like they are in Salt Lake City, Utah. It feels like they're in Greece or on the English countryside or a complete escape.
Do you remember the issues we were having with the original of the Stegone? Almost like a metallic sheen. And
Oh yeah, it was like this pearlescent color.
It wasn't the right look for this bathroom, so I'm so glad I went with Matt. And we've got so much green, so much green. I love this accent of purple. Again, I've talked about wooden floors in bathrooms a lot, and I know that it's not right for everyone. But if it's an adult bathroom only, why can't we have a wooden floor? It's so much warmer. I want to be able to go from our bedroom to the bathroom without stepping from carpet onto cold tile.
And I love the color.
And the herringbone. It's so extra.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Which is so not like me.
I mean,
Okay, heaven.
it doesn't get better than
dreams.
this little fireplace.
So when we drew this, remember we talked about how we wanted stone surround.
Yeah.
And we just drew this up as if anything were possible, if the sky was the limit, what could we do? I'm dying to know how that
did
mantle
they-
was made.
How did you curve the
it.
top part?
Just really carefully. It's a big slab of stone. It has to be cut to precision. It has to be measured.
What I love about the fireplace is that the arch of it echoes the arches in the bathroom, echoes the arch of that little cozy nook that I don't know what it's for, but I love it. And the contrast of the sharp, clean angles of the headboard make it, really beautiful.
I need to compliment you because, look, we had
Balanced.
very strong opinions about every little thing, but there's certain things we wouldn't have had the foresight to figure out, and that sightline is a start.
Yeah.
I mean, you really have four, right? When you enter the master suite,
Yeah.
you have the perfect one centered on the mirror.
Yeah.
When you turn to the right, centered on this incredible bank
Yeah.
of windows
Yeah.
out to the valley.
Yeah.
When you're in the bed, centered on perfectly on the fireplace, and your last one to your bathroom. So every place you go and look, there should
It's
be
not a
like
bad view.
Yeah.
a really great ending to the story.
And it's achieved exactly what we wanted.
I love that he just said a great ending to the story, thinking about looking down a hallway. What's the ending to that story? And so if you have rooms that are visible from other rooms, think about them as the ending to the story. I love that. That light makes such a big
I can't wait to wake
difference.
up here.
I can't wait either.
That view.
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10.
Our first morning. Open that bad boy.
Yeah. Coffee on our white carpet. Yeah, it'll be great.
I won't
That'll be
spill.
me, I know.
It'll be you.
me.
My marriage to Rob, France, is the most important thing in my life, and it has been for the last 15 and a half years. This home, this space feels freeing for both of us and feels like the start of the rest of our lives. So we hope that what we've built here together, not just physically, what we've built here emotionally as a family, will continue on for decades to come and generations to come.
Well, that's sweet. I love that we're seeing them start to dream of how they're going to live in this home. I already said it, but it's such a beautiful part of taking a house and making it into a home is when you start to live in it, when you spill coffee on the carpet, when you think about those rituals, routines you're going to have every morning, when you're able to dream about how you're going to use the space. That's what makes it feel like a home, and I love that. Okay, overall, this primary suite is beautiful. The design is sleek and intentional while still feeling really traditional and cozy. And look, while I am not exactly building my dream mansion anytime soon, there are definitely some things that I'm going to be taking away from this video to think about as I do continue to design and build my own home. Number one, architectural interest matters. Details like the built-ins, the arches, the nooks, the fireplace, the tile work really make this space something special. Now, obviously, huge architectural and structural changes are something that's inaccessible to renters like me, but we can still implement the spirit of this idea by finding ways to fake it. I could probably do a whole video full of renter-friendly ideas on faking architectural interest in your home, so if that's something you want to see, definitely let me know in the comments below. Number two, layering color and texture adds visual interest to a minimal space. One of the things that I really love so much about this space is that it doesn't feel overly styled or fussy. They've kept things pretty streamlined, but it doesn't feel cold or stark or lacking at all because of how intentional they were layering in different colors and textures. The wallpaper obviously makes a great statement on its own, but playing against that pop of orange, which I will literally not stop talking about, and that saturated green in the reading nook, warm wood and cool stone, and the glistening metallics of that beautiful crystal pendant make the space feel anything but boring. And number three, keep your retreat a tech-free space. I know not everyone is going to agree with me on this, but I am super on Tan's side when it comes to tech, especially in the bedroom. I am so glad they decided to keep it old school on the hidden drawer in the nightstand. Now, you, like me, might not have any high-tech, futuristic furniture to worry about, but you can still implement the spirit of this idea by deciding to keep your bedroom a tech-free zone. I prefer to not have a TV or a computer in the bedroom. I don't let my laptop follow me to bed, and I make a conscious effort to not scroll on my phone while I'm lying in bed. I think a bedroom should be a sanctuary, and eliminating tech can help to keep it feeling calm, peaceful, and protected. If you're into reaction videos like this one, I've got a whole playlist of them. Or if you're looking for more home decor inspiration, check out this video I'm pretty sure you'll absolutely love.